is the beautiful Manhattan skyline. The Oklahoma Sooners are on their way. Wait a minute.
Yeah, Kyle, wrong Manhattan. OU is headed to the Little Apple to face the Kansas State Wildcats tomorrow.
Hey, it's an easy mistake to make. Hi, everyone. I'm Kyle Payne, and she is the smart one, Madeline Roberts.
And this is Big Friday Sports. Plenty to talk about today, starting with the Oklahoma Sooners on the road again.
That's right, Madeline. OU is entering Manhattan riding a 13-game winning streak in true road games. Baker Mayfield has never lost one.
And he doesn't plan to tomorrow, and he'll be playing in front of our own Carson Williams and Reagan Ledbetter. Guys, how do you see the Sooners looking in this one?
Thanks, guys. We are live in windy Manhattan, Reagan, the Little Apple, although right now it feels like the Windy City.
Yes, it does. It's a windy one out here. The sun is shining. Not tomorrow, though. Rain in the forecast, unfortunately.
Yeah, heavy rain, exactly. So offensive keys, looking at tomorrow's game against Kansas State, what really stands out to you?
For me, it has to keep the pedal to the metal. This team has started out 14-0 in the last 3 games in Big 12 play, but then they just stop. And this team has really struggled to continue that momentum going into the second and third quarters before they have to fight at the end to get a late-minute score to win the football game. Not Iowa State. That didn't happen there. But for me, it's about keeping things going. The focus for many years, the last couple years actually for this team, has been to start fast. Well, they've accomplished that. Now they got to keep things going. It's tough when you don't have guys like D.D. Westbrook or Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine, your playmakers from last year, to keep that going. But for me, in an environment like this here in Manhattan, you have to keep that going from the start to finish.
Yeah, you mentioned no D.D. Westbrook. The OU's offense is still one of the top 10 offenses in the country, so they should have no problem doing that. On the other side of the ball, though, what has kind of stood out to you these past couple weeks have been a little bit of a shaky, games for
the defense. For me, it has to be getting to the quarterback. When you're facing Kansas State, if Jesse Ertz is the starter, he's a guy who likes to run the football. OU struggles trying to stop guys who run the football, passers, because they're better at getting pocket quarterbacks. They're better, like Obo is good at getting to guys who are pocket passers, but guys who like to run and get on their feet and throw the ball down the field, they struggle with that. For me, it's about getting to the quarterback. It makes the secondary's job that much easier. The linebackers will be key. They'll be loading the box on Saturday trying to stop the run game for Kansas State. If they can do that, that'll be huge for the Sooners.
We're not sure if Jesse Ertz will play or not, but whoever is under center, I think is going to give OU troubles with their run game. Like you mentioned, those linebackers are going to have to be key. Caleb Kelly,
Kenneth Murray is key.
Right. Yeah,
in the middle of the linebackers, Kenneth Murray will be huge. Yeah. A true freshman playing middle inside linebacker against an offense like Kansas State will be tough for him, but I think he's up to the challenge.
I think so too. Back to the offensive side of the ball, it has been a big season for OU's young guys, Trey Sermon and CeeDee Lamb, and Big Friday Sports' Josh Callaway has more.
When most teams lose the players the caliber of Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine, and D.D. Westbrook, there would be some panic. But the University of Oklahoma is not most teams. Trey Sermon and CeeDee Lamb have proven through 2017's first 6 games that they are ready to be the next great set of Sooner stars.
They're both, for freshmen, they're both outstanding. There's no doubt. And they both, if they stay healthy and stay humble, continue to work hard, those guys got the chance to be 2 really great players down the line.
Sermon and Lamb have both made strong arguments with their play that they could be the best on the team at their respective position groups, and Coach Riley Baker Mayfield really emphasized maturity as a strong reason for their success.
Trey's very mature, very steady. He runs very physical. Trey's kind of an old soul in a lot of ways. CD is probably, for his age and for his position right now, the talent's probably a little bit higher.
For an 18-year-old freshman, that he's very mature, and so he can pay attention, and he doesn't necessarily have to, be out there and actually doing it to learn.
Sermon and Lamb will continue to work to become OU's duo of the future as they head to Manhattan this weekend to face Kansas State. Josh Callaway, Big Friday Sports.
Reagan, real quick, score predictions for tomorrow.
I don't do this very often, pick against OU. I've been circled at this game as a trap game from the beginning of the season. I think Kansas State's going to shock the Sooners tomorrow. I'm saying 38-31 Wildcats, and the Sooners go to 2 losses.
I'm going to go the other way. OU 38, Kansas State 20. I think OU has a little trouble early, but they find a way to get it done in the end. That'll do it for us in Manhattan. Guys, back to you in the studio where it's not so windy.
Thanks, guys. The Sooner scores have been pretty tough to predict lately, but of course I'm taking OU 37-27. Madeline, are you expecting a Sooner victory tomorrow?
I am, but I think it's going to be a close one. I'm taking the Sooners 35-31 over the Wildcats.
Well, still to come on Big Friday Sports, we've got a little hockey for you today.
And the new look OKC Thunder got off to a strong start last night. Stay with us.
And welcome back to Big Friday Sports. You saw the wind out there with Carson and Reagan, and that wind's not going to lighten up for the game at all. South 15 to 20 miles per hour. Thunderstorms in the area by around 3 p.m. at game time and mid-70s. So overall, it's looking like a rough start for the weather and the game. Guys, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Sawyer.
Yesterday was a bit of a historic day in sports. Kyle, what happened yesterday?
Well, Madeline, last night was only the second time ever that all 4 major sports and a college football team played on the same night. We'll start with a recap of the Thunder season opener. Madeline?
That's right, Kyle. Last night was the Thunder season opener and the start of the young team's 10th season. Off-season pickups Paul George and Carmelo Anthony played their first game with the Thunder against Anthony's old team, the New York Knicks, in front of a roaring and rowdy Thunder crowd. The 2 All-Stars had 28 and 22 points respectively, helping the Thunder to a 21-point win, along with the reigning MVP, Russell Westbrook. Westbrook picked up right where he left off last season with a triple-double, 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 16 assists.
And the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to the World Series. They finished off a dominant series performance with an 11-1 rout of the Chicago Cubs. Kike Hernandez was the star of the night, blasting 3 homers, and Clayton Kershaw was in pure Kershaw form. The Dodgers will face off against the winner of the Yankees and Astros series, where the Yanks are currently up 3-2. First pitch for that game is tonight at 7.
And in the NFL world, the Chiefs and Raiders went head-to-head in an AFC West battle in Oakland. Amari Cooper led the Raiders in receiving with 210 yards, including a 38-yard touchdown reception from Derek Carr in the first quarter. The Chiefs went up 30-21 heading into the fourth after quarterback Alex Smith threw for 3 touchdowns. But the Raiders mounted a comeback in the fourth. After several penalties, Carr found Michael Crabtree for the game-winning touchdown. Final score 31-30 Raiders.
And in college football, number 25 Memphis escaped a 17-point second-half deficit to rally back and beat Houston 42-38. Down 31-14 at half, the second half sparked new life for the Tigers. The teams combined for over 1,000 yards of total offense, but it was Riley Ferguson's 471 yards and Patrick Taylor's 4 touchdown runs that made the big difference. Down 3 with less than 2 minutes to go, Ferguson marched the team down and hit Sean Dykes for a 21-yard touchdown to close it out.
All right, well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching Big Friday Sports from the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here Monday at 4:30. Good night.
Good night.